redesign, rebuild, reclaim. Seth Rollins is back.
The true linear champion. Never lost the title.
Yeah, to John's point, back in November, Seth Rollins suffered a serious knee injury, forced to vacate the championship. Tonight he's coming to get what he calls his title back.
Seth Rollins has said all along, Roman Reigns, he's a placeholder. He's an interim champion.
Seth Rollins said in Facebook Live earlier today that no better place to return to action than the fight capital of the world. Everything I work for, this is what it's all about. I'm bringing my A game. Roman Reigns will not forget the past. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion sent out a tweet earlier on that said, "It's easy, Seth, to stab me in the back. Tonight you can't do that because tonight we're going face to face." But the question, John, is this for Roman Reigns: can he beat Seth Rollins?
And that is the big question that we aim to find out right now, Michael, because that's the greatest question in Roman Reigns' mind as well. Look, he would love to have won that title from Seth Rollins. He didn't have that opportunity. That's not his fault. Tonight, though, he has the opportunity to take the asterisk off of his championship reign by defeating Seth Rollins.
And Reigns was supposed to get that opportunity last year at Survivor Series before Seth got hurt. And Reigns has said himself, my reign will not be fulfilled until I defeat Seth Rollins.
Hashtag Reigns versus Rollins. 14,150 on hand, sold out of the brand new T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
About the great fights that have been in Las Vegas, WrestleMania 9, Tyson, Holyfield, all the UFC fights. Great champions create reactions. And everybody, whether you love him or hate him, has a strong, passionate feel about Roman Reigns.
Roman is the guy. Seth says he's the man. Something has to give tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth Rollins. And his opponent, from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns.
John, we asked the question, can Roman beat Seth? Here's another question for you. Can Seth beat Roman now that he does not have the authority behind him? Remember, throughout Seth Rollins' entire WWE title reign the first time around, the authority, Triple H and Stephanie, were backing Seth Rollins.
Look, great champions always have entourages. That's what Seth had. When he becomes champion again, he'll have an entourage again. They didn't make him become champion. Seth Rollins made Seth Rollins become champion, and he gets a lot of hangers on because of that.
This is our main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns, your champion, against the man who never lost the title, had to vacate it due to injury, Seth Rollins. And we're underway.
And you can feel it right now. You can feel we're about to see something special.
Collar and elbow tie-up to start things off, and Roman Reigns going to power Seth back into the corner. And for Reigns, it's the power against the speed and quickness of Seth Rollins tonight.
Yeah, and sometimes when you throw that first punch in boxing, you really aim to knock anybody out. You just want them to feel your power. That's what Roman Reigns was doing right there. You want Seth to realize that he is the guy.
And John, here's another big question about Seth Rollins. Ring rust. He's not been in the ring since November, while Roman Reigns has been defending the championship all over the world. Every night. Will that be a factor?
Of course it could be a factor. There's hardly a way to replicate a title match. From what I understand, Seth has been having live scrimmages, for lack of a better word, in the gym to get ready for Roman Reigns. But you're right, there's no way to replicate this big fight feeling. And on the other side, Michael, Roman Reigns is as battle-tested right now as he has ever been.
Yeah, Roman has dealt with the physical, psychological, the physical onslaught of the authority. I mean, he is a hardened soldier with a chip on his shoulder. This is not the same man that Seth has dealt with in the past.
So what you're seeing is you're seeing an improved Seth Rollins, but as you said, Byron, you're seeing also an improved Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is head and shoulders better than what he was when Seth Rollins left because of an injury.
Seth has said that he's the one that held Roman Reigns' hand back in the Shield, says that he knows what Roman's going to do before Roman even does it.
Yeah, exactly. Roman Reigns has stepped up and done exactly what he says. He is the guy, and he deserves that moniker.
But there's one thing he hasn't done, John, and that's beat Seth Rollins.
Absolutely. Look, I'm in full agreement with that. That's not Roman Reigns' fault. He's beat what's in front of him. And again, will he be consider himself the true champion until he beats Seth Rollins? No, I don't think he will. The opportunity is right in front of him.
Marking his territory as he delivered that wicked shoulder tackle. Seth back to his feet, and another one by Roman.
That's Roman telling Seth, you're in my yard right now.
Yeah, this is a different Roman Reigns. With a drop kick. And that may have stunned Roman. And Seth again driving Reigns with a knee to the back out of the ring. And Seth Rollins sends himself to the second rope, lands on his feet, and Rollins is rolling. The redesigned Seth Rollins.
First high-impact maneuver we've seen from Seth Rollins in this matchup.
Yeah, pulled it off successfully, and a lot of times, John, you got to get that first one out of the way.
You got to get hit in the mouth, then you got to pull off a couple maneuvers that you normally do, and that shakes that ring rust off and gives you the confidence.
Samoan drop will drive that confidence out of your body, though. Ring rattling by Reigns. You know, both these men talked a big game coming in, but I think they both realized this was not going to be a cakewalk.
I think they both knew it was going to happen. And they both, in a way, look forward to it, and both, in a way, dread it.
John, this is inevitable. Ever since that night when Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns in the back with a chair.
Seth Rollins knew that night. I guarantee you he knew that night. Roman knew it the next day, that eventually this would come to a head. Eventually, this would be the culmination.
Suplex by Reigns. Cover, forearm in the face, and a kick out. And I asked Seth Rollins about that in an interview last week on WWE.com about the night he turned his back on the Shield, and he simply said, I wanted to be great. I wanted to be the man.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when the Shield first came here to WWE, they all made that pact. We're going to make it to the top of this industry. Just so happens Seth Rollins was the first guy to do it.
Seth fulfilled the pact. He was the architect.
And remember,
the Shield had nothing left to prove.
The first big moment of Rollins' singles career came right here at this event, when he won Money in the Bank, the ladder match. And then he would go into one of the most dramatic cash-ins of all time at WrestleMania, when Reigns was locked in a vicious battle with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Reigns claimed that very event, that moment that Seth Rollins cashed in, it motivated him. It angered him to unleash this new attitude that would propel him to the top.
Showing some attitude right now.
What you think this was? You know what I am. You just little brother. No! Get out, Reigns! No! Get the corner! No! Sit up! No! No!
Malice in every one of those forearms.
Yes, there is. As they used to say about Mike Tyson, thrown with bad intentions.
Headbutt.
Get him out! One!
That tilt-a-whirl slam.
There's force.
Is this enough to put Seth away? Hooks the inside leg. Seth forced to power it too.
Mentioned earlier, Roman knew this would happen eventually. He knew that Seth Rollins was going to come back searching for his championship, and he also knew in the back of his head he was going to be ready when it happened.
And I would imagine he has been looking forward to it. Because the one thing that Roman knew he was robbed of, and that was beating the guy who was the champion, the true linear champion.
Seth is manhandling Rollins.
You sure you ready? You sure you ready? Huh? Huh?
Oh boy.
That may not be the smartest move that Seth Rollins has done.
That just angered Roman Reigns.
He just lit a fire in the champ.
Remember, in order to win the title, Seth has to pin or tap Roman Reigns. Disqualifications, countouts don't do anything. Here comes Seth Rollins, now fired up. Kicks to the midsection. And the power of Reigns drives Rollins back into the corner. And a big right hand.
Roman Reigns just set Seth Rollins on the top rope like a toddler.
I think Seth is realizing this is a brand new Roman Reigns.
It wasn't as if the old Roman Reigns wasn't great. Look, he took Brock Lesnar to the limit at WrestleMania when Seth Rollins cashed in.
Well, he's battle hardened, John. He's got a chip on his shoulder now. And Rollins set right into the Spanish announce table and over it.
Right table.
Now, notice how Reigns rolled back into the ring to break the count because he wants to beat Seth Rollins here.
Watch out.
Face first right off our table. And again.
Oh, boy.
Seth wisely getting out of dodge.
Yeah, rolling back into the ring, trying to get out of harm's way because...
And you look at what Roman Reigns has learned. That is exactly what Triple H did to Roman Reigns when he broke his nose.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent that Reigns is willing to do whatever it takes right now to eliminate Seth Rollins.
Rollins just trying to stay out of Reigns' way here, stay out of the line of fire.
Look at this manhandling Seth Rollins.
And then sending Rollins over the announce table. Pretty incredible, John. It's been mostly all Roman in this match. But then they turn the tables.
Yeah, spoke too soon.
Reigns driven shoulder first into the steel steps. Back to his feet. Impact.
This is what Seth Rollins has to do.
Well, Seth realizes he's got to pin the champ or tap him, so he needs him in the ring. Seth realizing that's going to go to the top rope.
Yeah, and one thing.
And Reigns again spins Seth around. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, John.
The Razor's edge into a powerbomb.
Is that enough to retain the title and a kick out? Roman trying to figure out how Seth kicked out of this. The impact off the power bomb. And Rollins at 2.
Yeah, but you don't sense that Roman is losing his cool. You sense that the wheels are turning. What do I have to do next? Oh, I think we know.
Went for the Superman punch. Seth Rollins able to counter.
Seth was lying in wait.
Seth Roman face first off the turnbuckle, and it stuns the champion.
Roman's is the one getting to his feet, not Seth.
Yeah, but the champ's stunned. Seth can't even make it to his feet. Lands on his feet this time. Oh, and he caught him. And Reigns sent out of the ring again.
Here comes Rollins.
Rollins drives the champion into the barricade.
Here we go again.
Oh, my Lord!
Yeah, I think that knee's working just fine.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, I think he figured he's got to take it up a notch. And he did that.
Well, Seth knew he couldn't match up strength with Roman Reigns, and certainly the first 10 minutes of this match, you found out how much stronger Roman Reigns is.
But this is important. We're at a count of 5. Seth's got to get the champ back in the ring. Count out does not help anybody. Seth back into the ring, except the champion. Seth back into the ring. Oh, he caught him with a sling blade. Isn't enough here. Seth cover, hooks the leg, shoulder down, kick out by the champion. Building momentum.
Yeah, 2 times over. As you mentioned, Michael, Seth Rollins deciding he's got to up the ante a little bit here. Take a few more risks.
Wheels are turning in the Architect's head.
That's a dangerous thing for Roman Reigns.
Seth waiting for Reigns to make it back to his feet. Rollins going to launch himself off the second rope, went for the knee. Reigns ducked underneath, went for the Superman punch.
Twice.
Going for the pedigree, went for the pedigree.
Oh.
Reigns countered, Seth landed on his feet. Superman punch!
On the button.
Tyson-like, cover, kick out. Seth Rollins showed us something there, guys.
Yeah, this would be the 3rd and finally successful attempt for Roman Reigns, but
this is the important part of this whole sequence, the kick out.
now stunned is Seth Rollins.
I think Roman believes he has Seth right where he wants him now. In position to put Seth away.
Well, except for a really good flurry, Roman Reigns has dominated this match.
Went for the spear, knee to the face.
Again, Seth lying in wait.
Seth on the apron, he caught Roman flush with that kick.
Seth has countered nearly all of Roman's big moves.
Knee right to the side of the face. Seth Rollins gonna go up top, realizes the champion's in trouble.
Viva la Raza!
Oh, I thought he went for the cover. Now he's going to go for the cover. Bounced off the frog splash. Covers the champ. Kick out by
Seth
Roman
got
Reigns.
unlucky there. I think Seth got extremely unlucky. He bounced off of Roman.
Watch this.
Watch.
And this is what John's talking about. First, the impact off the frog splash. And Seth bounced off the impact. And that split second could have cost him.
I think if he could have got the cover right away, I think you're right. I think Seth walks out champion.
Talk about a very short window of opportunity that Seth Rollins had there to beat Roman Reigns.
Look at Roman, though. Roman trying to catch his breath. Had the wind knocked out of him off that frog splash from the top rope.
Once again, wheels are turning.
Oh, Seth needs to be going to the top again. Oh! That time he got caught.
Roman caught him with the right. What was Roman thinking about here?
Whatever he's thinking about, Seth Rollins wants no part of it.
He's doing a great job countering Reigns here. Now Seth in an offensive position.
You have a little hesitation. Remember, that's the move that Seth blew his knee out on.
Exactly.
That was a hesitation.
This right here is the move that he blew the knee out on. And Seth Rollins with a turnbuckle powerbomb.
Uh-oh.
Kick to the face. Cover for the championship. Kick out again.
It's a good omen for Seth. He had a little hesitation. You could feel the trepidation from that knee. Then he goes ahead and does it and realizes that knee is fine. Sometimes that's all you need to get over that mental barrier.
Rollins is spent. Reigns is spent.
Rollins trying to figure out what he does next to the champion to put him down and out. A vicious forearm.
Roman, everything he can do to stay up in that corner.
Barely being held up by those ropes.
Seth now climbing up top. Seth going up top. And Roman with a block. The champion just keeps coming back, getting in your face.
Seth had the same type of bad intentions for Roman Reigns, and Roman knew it. Seth's going back to it. Seth's going to go till he gets it.
Yeah, Seth not going to be turned away. Again, Reigns.
I mean, that's just the strength of Roman.
We don't see Roman Reigns on the top rope very often.
Oh boy. Roman up that top.
Superplex!
Seth Rollins
held on to it.
The Falcon's Arrow! The Falcon's Arrow! Cover for the win and a kick out at 2.5.
And oh man.
Now Seth's thinking, what do I got to do?
That float over straight into that. And Seth Rollins thought he had it.
What do you do now if you're Seth? You pulled everything out.
I think you keep hitting him. Look, it's working. You're getting closer and closer. First of the match, you couldn't get a cover. You got a 2 3/4 right there. Stay with your plan and don't get frustrated.
I run for the pedigree. And Reigns able to block it.
Rollins hitting that pedigree.
Again, trying to hope for the pedigree.
Could be the final part of that plan.
Reigns comes out of it with a right. Kick to the midsection again. Seth Rollins misses wildly. Reigns is going to roll him up. Shoulders. No, powers through.
Oh, man, look at this.
Power! What a power bomb. Cover. Is it enough here? Kick out. Look at this strength. And there's the impact.
Bob Backlund was one of the first we've ever seen was strong enough to do something like that. There's been very few people in history been able to utilize that move.
Eye to eye, face to face.
Yeah, these two men despise one another. Now being champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
That's all it's about. Seth let his ego draw himself into a fist fight.
And with forearm after forearm and another headbutt by Reigns. Oh, and a kick. Caught Roman, who's now stunned. Right to the midsection now. Seth Rollins got Roman where he wants him. We're looking for here.
Turnbuckle powerbomb again.
What a punch! What a response! Roman used the momentum to his advantage. And Roman Reigns to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title, and Rollins kicked out at 2.
Rollins could barely even just crawl over to drape himself over Seth Rollins for that cover.
Watch Roman use his momentum.
And pure instinct.
These two have used virtually every move in the playbook.
Seth wants that title that he says he never lost, and he didn't. Roman Reigns wants to take off any doubt of his championship reign by beating Seth Rollins.
Something will have to give. This is one fall to the finish. Reigns and Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight title.
Rollins going.
What's Seth doing?
Reigns has got him in his sights.
No clue what Rollins is looking for.
Oh no.
Watch out! He ran into the barricade. Seth Rollins stepped out of the way. Rollins, that would have been disaster for Rollins, but it may be disaster for the champion.
See this. Seth moves out of the way and Roman.
As a 265-pound man, full force, crashing into that barricade.
Well, the official,
I think that.
oh, wait a minute, guys.
I think Roman would have been better off. That whole barricade would have broke.
The officials called for a doctor to come out here and check on Roman Reigns, who really blasted that barricade. The champion trying to get back to his feet. He hit hard, real hard.
Broke the wall.
And Rollins is out here in front of us beside himself because he realizes this is a huge opportunity to get the champion back in the ring, but the doctors are attending to him.
Roman's out on his feet, and while the referee's making a decision here, you're right, Seth Rollins is losing a valuable amount of time.
Now Seth Rollins going to get the champ back into the ring. Had to do that. Seth Rollins going to... The official asking the doctor if he's okay to go.
Rollins.
Seth Rollins going for a pedigree. Oh, and he's driven right into the official. Spear! Here's the cover by Reigns.
Oh, wait.
he got him, Reigns got him down! Rollins at 2.5!
Going for the pedigree, and Mike Chioda, senior official, shaking with the doctor to make sure Roman was all right. Never saw it coming.
And the spear by Reigns, and by the time the referee came to make the count, Seth Rollins had recovered just enough to kick out.
We saw the same thing happen when Seth hit Roman with that frog splash.
Reigns looking for another one.
A spear by the
Pedigree.
Caught by a pedigree.
Does he have it?
Pedigree. Cover on the champion. Picked up by Reigns.
Reigns is still in it. Reigns is still in this match.
Reigns survives. Watch this counter by Rollins.
Oh my. Mid-air.
Yeah, version of a pedigree. He was trying
to get the pedigree. He just missed that right arm of Roman Reigns.
Rollins now with the champion in trouble. Reigns is out of it. Seth Rollins, middle of the ring, looking to put Roman Reigns away.
He hits this.
A pedigree to Reigns. Cover by Rollins. Seth Rollins is the champion.
Here is your winner and the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
He said he was coming back better. He said it was a new Seth Rollins. He said he was going to reclaim the championship that he never lost. Seth Rollins did all of that.
For the second time in his career, Rollins is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
The mission statement has been fulfilled.
Seth Rollins has held that title twice, but has never lost it. Not in the ring.
He reclaims the championship he was forced to vacate back in November. He's telling us that he's 100%.
There is no better way to start an evening of magic than with this man.
For 516 days, Roman Reigns has been Universal Champion. Only 4 men in WWE history have held a major championship longer. Those names: Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino. The question is, will Roman survive tonight?
Those 4 names you mentioned will be etched in the history books of sports entertainment as absolute icons. And the man that's walking down the aisle here in front of 44,000 people is the greatest Universal Champion of all time. He's a man who's transcending this business. He's on a different level, and tonight it's personal.
For 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated everyone. He had a special counsel and cousins to help him stay under control, to keep his cool, to concentrate on the business at hand. But now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside. And without those calming forces, Pat, cracks started to show last night in Roman's armor. Seth Rollins touched on the one thing Roman Reigns has not been able to get over: the dissolution of the Shield at the hands of Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man. And what Seth Rollins did to his family was cowardly in the eyes of the head of the table, the tribal chief. The man that is etched from the gods of sports entertainment.
But Pat, the one thing we saw last night that we haven't seen out of Roman Reigns as of late is he actually lost his cool.
Yeah, every once in a while, goats are gonna have a little bit of a flustering situation. Seth Rollins took Roman back to a place that he hasn't been to in a long time. I can't wait for this. Right. Look at this! Joker!
Reigns cannot believe it. Seth Rollins marching through the crowd the same way the Hounds of Justice, the Shield, did for so many years. Pat, once again, the cerebral Seth Rollins pushing Roman Reigns' buttons, getting in his head.
Has this rattled Roman? You can't help but ask yourself. We haven't seen Roman have this type of look, this type of confusion in 500-some days. And as soon as we heard that music pop right there, the Shield, you can't help but have a little nostalgia. You can't help but think back to the glory days when Mox, Seth, and Roman would go time to time, beating everybody's ass. And that man right there, Seth freaking Rollins, decided to tear it apart.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well. He knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion. He knew there was one thing that Roman Reigns could never get over. And that is that Seth Rollins chose to end the Shield. The blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair many years ago, which broke up perhaps the greatest faction in WWE history. And tonight, Rollins hopes to use all of that to get in the head of the champ and win the Universal title.
Post-Shield life for both of these men has been very fruitful. But it feels like we're at a family reunion.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Universal Championship. Introducing the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins! And his opponent from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, he is the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns!
It has been interesting, Pat, watching the body language of Roman Reigns throughout those introductions, muttering to himself at times. Honestly, Rollins seems to be in Roman's head.
I think this is certainly a different Roman than we're used to seeing over his reign of dominance.
So we kick off the 2022 Royal Rumble with the match between two former brothers. Roman Reigns in his record 516-day reign as Universal Champion. And Seth Rollins, donned in the old gear that they used to wear together in the Shield, set to do battle.
Feels a little bit awkward without the Usos out here, but
Barred from ringside. And Roman Reigns quickly went after Rollins in the waist lock, and then the standing switch by Roman. And Seth Rollins quickly escapes.
Seth Rollins has been doing this the last couple weeks to Roman. Trying to get into Roman's head and mind, saying, I'm quicker than you, I'm faster than you.
And again, draw Roman Reigns out of his comfort zone. Maybe Roman Reigns will make a mistake that Rollins can capitalize on. And now Roman Reigns pounding away on Rollins in the corner. But again, the quickness of Seth Rollins. The rights and lefts and the boots to the midsection, and Rollins taking control.
Seth Rollins finding the groove here early.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, oh, with a sling blade, takes down Roman Reigns.
Gotta wonder if Seth Rollins feels comfortable back in the vest there.
And Roman up over the top into the barricade. Remember, Rollins must pin or submit the champion to win the title. Count-out disqualifications do no good for Seth Rollins. And here comes Seth Rollins with a suicide dive, Reigns into the barricade.
Seth Rollins saying there's more where that came from. How about a two-piece?
And Rollins pulling out all the stops early. And Roman Reigns has not been able to get out of the blocks in this matchup.
And on the flip side, Seth Rollins has come out storming.
Incoming Rollins driving Reigns into the barricade.
Hit both of those suicide dives flush on our champion.
And Rollins, he's just confidence oozing out of his pores. He's got the champ on the ropes early.
There's no stress at all.
Rollins off the top rope, runs into a right hand.
That's what we came for!
And the five-time world champion drops Rollins. Remember, Roman Reigns has not been able to knock off Rollins in a big-time matchup in his career.
Roman might have been playing possum there, setting Seth Rollins up. He got very comfortable. Now it's time for him.
And Roman with a drive-by to Rollins. And just like that, the Universal Champion has turned the match around.
Taking a page out of the great Undertaker's book. Drive-by boots to Seth Rollins'
And the
face.
impact of Roman Reigns. Rollins stumbling around out here at ringside after getting the boots to the face.
Big right hand, boots to the mouth. Roman Reigns is finding his happy place.
Roman Reigns off the steps. Rollins caught him with a boot to the midsection. And Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns up high. Rollins with a shield bomb. A shield bomb through the table.
Out of nowhere!
Rollins and Ambrose and Reigns used to do that to so many opponents over the years. And Seth Rollins does it to the champ tonight.
The pure destruction.
Look at this. Rollins realizes count out doesn't help him. Got to get Reigns back in the ring, and that's what he does.
This table exploded upon impact. Now Seth's on the top. We're up looking for the Universal Championship.
For Rollins, cover for the title. Can he do it? Reigns has got to kick it too.
This thing took a turn quick.
No Usos out here to encourage Reigns. No Paul Heyman to give counsel to the Universal Champion. Roman does it alone here tonight, and he's in trouble against Rollins.
Seth Rollins countering everything Roman has to throw at him. Seth Rollins knows Roman better than Roman knows himself, is what Seth is saying. Seth's on the top. What the hell is Seth thinking about doing now?
Rollins with a move. Oh, had to roll through. Roman Reigns went for a spear and got caught with a boot in the face.
A big right from Seth. Swinging neck breaker. No!
Low right to the back of the neck. And now, middle of the ring, Seth Rollins now with Roman Reigns up top. Continues the assault with a buckle bomb. And now Rollins looking for the stop. Rollins hit the stop. Rollins hit the stop. No. He's going to beat the champ. He's going to beat the champ. He got him. He got out. I thought he had him. That
No prognosticator could have expected Seth Rollins to not only do a shield bomb, a buckle bomb, then a stomp.
Watch this, Pat.
To the back of Roman's head.
Let's check this out. Shoulders are down for 1, for 2, and a 2.5. Almost 2 3/4. Roman Reigns got the shoulder up.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't worry that the Reigns reign was about to come to a crashing end. But that grit, that resiliency of Roman is what has made him the champion for so long.
And now the cerebral Rollins, the calculating architect, decides what to do next.
The visionary. Everything's been going to plan thus far.
Rollins measuring his opponent. Reigns slow to his feet. Seth Rollins out of the corner, runs into a clothesline, which turns him inside out. And now the champion has an opportunity to regroup, to refocus.
For how great Seth Rollins is. It's moments like these where Roman Reigns displays his dominance. Baited Seth into thinking another stomp was available. Instead, a clothesline from hell.
And now Roman Reigns realizing it's a desperate time. Critical turning point in this matchup as Roman Reigns mounts Rollins and now unloads with the rights.
Years of angst in these blows to the head from Roman Reigns.
Reigns found the opening he needed.
Charles Robinson trying to find a little bit of sanity in the middle of this battle. Roman Reigns is snapped.
Up top and down with a power bomb. Cover by Roman to retain and a kick out.
Groans coming out of Seth freaking Rollins. After this incredible display
Watch
of
the
power.
impact. Spine-jarring power bomb. And now listen to Roman.
Everything we did, huh? What's funny to you, huh? You gonna laugh at me, huh?
And Rollins continuing to mock and laugh at Reigns and continuing to infuriate the champion. And now, look at this, go for a triangle. Rollins trying to maybe get the champ to tap. Arm is locked. Center of the ring. Reigns has nowhere to go. And the only chance Roman may have, Pat, is to power out of this if he can.
And that's what the Tribal Chief does.
Ahead of the table.
He's in God mode now, Seth.
Yeah, you noticed the expression change, didn't you? That expression doesn't look like God to me, however, Pat. It looks like something else.
Well, and Seth's face is no longer laughing, is it?
Roman driving Rollins into the post shoulder first, and Rollins collapses.
Rollins' bones like a carcass falling outside of the ring.
And Roman Reigns, the alpha,
Stalking.
and sending Rollins into the timekeeper's area.
That vest was a sign of great days for these two men. It's also a detriment when Roman Reigns says, "Get your ass through the stairs."
Roman Reigns is on the hunt.
Years of comeuppance. Payback for the coward move from Seth freaking Rollins years ago. Laughing in Roman's face. You're in Roman's world now, Seth. Acknowledge him, St. Louis.
As Pat mentioned, Roman wants to be acknowledged, locked and loaded. Superman punch on the jaw. Cover for the win to retain. The reign continues now. Kick it, 2 by Rollins.
Seth lost a tooth on that one. Picture perfect Superman punch.
Watch this, Pat.
This could have been,
Right on the jaw.
that could have been curtains right there, pal. Somehow Seth finds a way to kick out.
And Rollins just rolling out of the ring to buy himself some time.
Hey, welcome to the Royal Rumble. Match 1, instant classic, watching the GOAT versus the Visionary.
Both of these men, great success in this event. They both have each won a Royal Rumble match in their careers. Roman. Now this is the pace Roman likes, Pat. Methodical, taking his time, measuring his man. Spear! Right in front of us. Reigns quickly dragging his former partner, tossing him into the ring.
He's methodical till he needs to be.
Went for the spear, caught, pedigree! A pedigree counter by Rollins off an attempted spear. Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship in a big upset tonight. A kick out at 2 by Roman.
Holy, what a counter by Seth Rollins.
These two superstars have already been called among the greats of this generation. And this match is one of the reasons why. Look at the counter into the pedigree.
And we all know whose move the pedigree is, who's a part of this entire storyline from the beginning.
Exactly. Triple H, the man who manipulated Rollins into turning on the Shield. And this is now Seth Rollins' chance to end the historic title reign of Roman. The burn it down chants ringing through the dome. Went for the stop, sidestep by Roman. Countered. Rollins fighting back again.
Kick to the head, kick to the head. Setting Roman up with more and more.
Yeah, but Roman fires out of it. Spear by Reigns. Reigns almost cut Rollins in half. And now Roman dragging himself. And Rollins still laughing at the champ.
This dude is delirious right now in St. Louis. Asking for a fist bump.
The fist bump made famous by the Shield. Rollins continues to mock the champion.
Stay focused, Roman. So many thoughts have to be running through Roman's head. What could have been, what is, and why is this dude laughing in my face right now?
And Roman Reigns now looking for the guillotine in the center of the ring. Put out so many men during this historic title reign. And Seth Rollins is in trouble. Roman's got the guillotine locked. Will Rollins tap?
Roman's got that thing locked in deep.
The only chance Rollins has is to somehow drag himself to the rope and force a break. But Roman's got it locked in good.
Seth reaching.
Rollins a fingertip away, but Rollins is fading. Rollins may be down and out. The official Charles Robinson is going to check on the challenger. Rollins, though, his hand lands on the rope. Reigns has got a break.
What happened, Michael Cole?
Reigns has got a break. He's got a 5 count to break. Guillotine locked in. Roman Reigns is not going to break. Reigns is going to be disqualified. What?
He deserves this. He deserves this.
Let go of me, man. Let go of me, man. That's enough. That's enough.
He won't allow me to let go. He won't allow me.
Let go, please. Come on.
Roman Reigns
Roman,
refusing
please,
to
let
break
go,
the
man.
guillotine.
Damn it.
finally does after Seth Rollins pushed Roman over the edge.
Charles Robinson picks up the lifeless hand of Seth Rollins, puts it on the rope, then a 5 count happens. Roman was just doing what Roman does.
And Roman still,
This is his fault.
Roman somehow trying to regain control, claiming it was Rollins that pushed him to that point.
Onlookers screaming that Roman can't beat Seth freaking Rollins. He had him beat. Seth Rollins made this personal years ago, and then again in the lead up to tonight.
And Seth Rollins almost beat the Universal Champion tonight. He may have survived the guillotine, but Roman Reigns snapped.
He's not done yet. Seth was laughing in his face. Seth disrespected his entire bloodline, his entire family. You can't blame Roman Reigns for saying, let's end this right now.
To the spine.
How again did Seth?
And again. And Rollins being laid out by Reigns in a chair. Somebody's got to stop this.
Nobody can stop what's happening. To Seth Rollins.
For Roman Reigns,
I don't think he's done yet.
I don't either. He's talking to himself.
Tribal chief, no!
And again. A heinous, vicious, a mugging by Reigns. Look at the chair.
Roman Reigns is proud of the destruction he has laid upon Seth freaking Rollins.
For Roman Reigns, Pat, that attack had to be cathartic. To end this tonight with a steel chair, the same way that Seth Rollins
He's still
ended
talking
the
to himself,
Shield.
Cole. What is Roman speaking to himself about? He walks out of here as Universal Champion yet again. But that was nowhere near the same Roman Reigns we have seen for 500 plus days.
Roman's historic grip on the championship will continue.